Another really cool area within Montevideo is Cerro de Montevideo. So like it's called Montevideo Hill, and it's the highest point in the entire city at 134 meters, which is about 440 feet. And so basically, we went there a couple weeks ago, and it's actually also called Fortaleza de Cerro. That's what's on the top of the hill. So to get there, it actually took quite a bit of a time, about an hour and 25 minutes, an hour and a half basically, taking a couple different buses, but it was well worth the trip. I would recommend like dedicating an entire afternoon. We ended up going from a food hall that was called the Mercado Agricola de Montevideo, MAM. We had lunch there and then we went here after. And then when you get off the bus, you basically walk about maybe 10 minutes through a different neighborhood and whatnot. But it was a really cool experience coming here. So this was us on the bus, and you can actually get a really good view of the hill from the very bottom, which was great. We had never really been on this side of town, so it was everything was like new to us here. And getting off the bus, as I said, it was about a 10-minute walk. Really quickly, this was the sculpture of General Artigas, and there's a lot more of him in the museum up in the side of the fortress. And again, this is like a great view of the city. You can see all of Ciudad Vieja, and then lots of rocky formations on this hill, which was kind of cool to see. And again, like now the sign, this is the other sign of Montevideo. The other one is in the neighborhood of Pocitos, near Playa Pocitos. And I didn't even know this was here. I think I might have seen photos of it, but I didn't equate it to being in this area in Villa de Cerro. But really great vantage points. And again, more stairs to go up to the top. There's a lighthouse at the top of the fortress. And so this is me on the top of the steps, which was a great area as well. And there were like kids playing on the roof of the lower building. I don't know what that is. It might be like some sort of garage or storage area. So this was inside the fortress area, and so I really wanted to see everything, and you could see that there are some historic cannons here, and that takes you into some of the rooms in the museums. This area over here, this little lookout point, I believe there were like 4 of them on the perimeter. It was a really cool view. That's like way down where the bus was traveling. And so it was kind of cool to go in here and kind of like, look over the whole city. A little bit of history here. It was ordered to be constructed in 1809 by the governor of Montevideo, Francisco Javier de Elio, to protect the lighthouse. That lighthouse was built in actually 1801, so they kind of built the fortress around the lighthouse, and the purpose was to protect it from a threat of a British invasion. And it was completed on the eve of the independence movement in 1811. So it primarily served as a lookout post, quarantine station, military prison. The battery stationed at the fortress fulfilled its mission until 1930, and it housed military units in to that same year. And in 1931 is just declared a national monument. And then in 1939, the military museum was opened. So currently, that museum showcases the historical evolution of the national weaponry as well as the fortress's connection to regional history. Now, some authors have claimed that the actual fortress was established on the hill in 1781, but it didn't really get going until much later than that. The museum actually had a lot of different rooms, and a lot of them had lots of ammunition in them, any type of war weapon was going to be in there. But there's a lot to get through, so you could probably take a good hour and a half just to go through the museum. We didn't have that much time, so but I really enjoyed like looking at the scenery and like through the different windows, and there were plaques all over the walls, and just the contrast of the white walls against the blue of the sky and the ocean was really nice to see. In the main courtyard, there was a sculpture of General Artigas, and also within one of the rooms inside of the museum, there was a arts and crafts period stained glass window uh, that was featuring a boat at full sail. I do think that this dates back because I did a little research and it was similar to many of the um, windows at that time that were made. And then if you love guns, you had your choice. There were several rooms containing different types of weapons. I don't know that much about guns, but this is the place if you're really into history and you love weapons and stuff like that. There was also cool cannons and cannonballs and whatnot.